We're following developments on Capitol Hill, where a House vote on a bipartisan budget deal is imminent. The agreement would fund the government for the next 2 years, eliminating the possibility of another government shutdown ahead of next year's midterm elections. And it's forcing Democrats and Republicans to compromise on some key priorities. It's also throwing a spotlight out there on a bitter split unfolding right now between the House Speaker John Boehner and some very influential conservative groups. Our chief congressional correspondent Dana Bash is up on Capitol Hill watching all of this unfold. What's going on right now, Dana?
Well, if the atmosphere here is so different that, frankly, it's a little bit jarring. You have Democratic leaders and Republican leaders effectively working together to try to get their rank and file to vote for this budget agreement. But Republicans are really the most split, and the House Speaker is trying to pull in his rank and file by pushing back hard against outside conservative groups.
John Boehner turned a spat with powerful outside groups in his own party into an all-out war.
They're misleading their followers. I think they're pushing our members in places where they don't want to be.
Boehner first took his private ire public yesterday at conservative groups for pressuring rank-and-file Republicans to oppose a budget deal he supports, many before they saw it. Now it's clear the Speaker is using this moment to take a broader stand against outside forces that have so often made it impossible for him to convince conservative members to compromise on fiscal issues.
They've had a lot of sway in a lot of the decisions that your members have made over the past couple of years. Does this budget mark a turning point, and are your members, at your behest, going to be more focused on maybe compromise and less on what the outside groups are pressuring them to do?
When groups come out and criticize an agreement that they've never seen, you begin to wonder just how credible those actions are. I thought it was my job and my obligation to stand up for conservatives here in the Congress who want more deficit reduction. Stand up for the work that Chairman Ryan did.
Mike Needham runs Heritage Action, one of the groups Boehner is lashing out at.
John Boehner said groups like yours have completely lost credibility.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's for anybody in Washington to decide who has credibility. And it's certainly very frustrating that an honest disagreement about a bill that was, or a deal that was struck, has devolved into name-calling from the Speaker.
But Boehner made clear this is about more than the budget. It's been brewing for a while.
They pushed us into this fight to defund Obamacare and to shut down the government. If you'll recall, the day before the government reopened, one of the people at one of these groups stood up and said, well, we never really thought it would work. Are you kidding me?
Now, some of these outside groups think that what Boehner is doing is trying to clear the decks for some of the other tough issues that divide the party that are coming around the corner next year, like immigration reform, perhaps in the House.